Something big is happening behind the scenes of Landman Season 2, and no one saw it coming. Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind who built this empire from the ground up, is reportedly stepping back, but the real question is, why now? And more importantly, who's taking control? With whispers of shifting leadership, rising stars like Larter gaining traction, and Billy Bob Thornton's future suddenly uncertain, this isn't just a story about a TV show, it's about a potential power shift that could change everything: the tone, the characters, even the fate of the entire Sheridan-verse. In this video, we're digging into everything you're not hearing on the surface: the rumors, the creative moves, and what it all really means. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be looking at Landman Season 2 in a completely different light. Why is Taylor Sheridan stepping back? Taylor Sheridan built a television empire by doing it all: writing, directing, producing, and sometimes even acting. But for Landman, fans are raising eyebrows after reports suggest he's stepping back from the front lines. So why would the mastermind behind the show ease off the gas pedal now? Some insiders say it's a classic Sheridan move, letting the groundwork speak for itself. With the foundation set in Season 1 and a powerhouse cast led by Billy Bob Thornton, Sheridan may finally feel confident handing off the reins, at least a little. But it's not just about creative trust, it's about bandwidth. Sheridan has a sprawling universe to manage: Yellowstone spin-offs, new Paramount projects, and rumored feature films in the works. And let's not forget that 1944 is reportedly deep in pre-production. The man is stretched thin, and stepping back from Landman might be less about retreat and more about reallocation, making room for his next big move without losing momentum on current projects. Still, the question remains, is this a risky shift or a calculated play? Sheridan is known for being a control freak in the best way, crafting every line of dialogue himself and obsessing over details. His decision to loosen the grip could signal one of two things: either Landman is now strong enough to stand without him, or something massive is brewing elsewhere that demands his full attention. Either way, this shakeup adds a whole new layer of intrigue to Season 2. Who's really taking creative control now? With Taylor Sheridan reportedly stepping back from the day-to-day grind of Landman Season 2, the big question echoing across Hollywood is, who's filling those boots? While no official showrunner replacement has been confirmed, all signs point to a quiet power shift behind the scenes. Rumors are swirling that a seasoned producer from within Sheridan's trusted inner circle is taking the lead, someone who knows the tone, pace, and edge of his storytelling style, but isn't afraid to add their own flavor to the mix. That's where things get interesting. One name that keeps coming up is David C. Glasser, Sheridan's longtime producing partner and CEO of 101 Studios. Glasser's been the muscle behind Yellowstone, 1883, Mayor of Kingstown, and now Landman. While he's not a writer, he understands how Sheridan's world works and could be calling the big picture shots while a team of writers picks up the creative torch. There's also buzz that a few new writers are stepping in, bringing fresh perspectives while still following the gritty blueprint Sheridan laid down. But let's be honest, creative control in Sheridan's world isn't just about scripts. It's about tone, casting, music, and message. If someone new is truly taking the wheel, fans could see noticeable shifts in style or character arcs. Will the next season stay true to the original vision, or will we feel the absence of Sheridan's sharp, uncompromising touch? It's the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that could either elevate the show to new heights or derail everything fans fell in love with in Season 1. Could this lead to a major tone shift in Season 2? Taylor Sheridan's shows are known for a very specific tone: gritty realism, sharp dialogue, and a tension that simmers just under the surface. But with Sheridan stepping back, fans are asking, will Landman feel different? A shift in leadership behind the scenes almost always brings subtle changes, even when the new creative team tries to keep the original flavor. We could see a move away from Sheridan's signature slow burn intensity toward a slightly faster pace, more stylized drama, or even a more emotionally driven narrative. Some insiders suggest that Landman might lean into character-driven arcs more heavily this season, especially with actors like Larter gaining more screen time and Billy Bob Thornton's role reportedly evolving. If that's the case, we could see less of the hard-hitting, politically charged oil industry backdrop and more of the interpersonal chaos, love, betrayal, ambition that simmers within the characters. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it would mark a shift from the rugged realism that defined Season 1. Then there's the risk of losing that brutal authenticity Sheridan is known for. Without him obsessing over every frame, Landman could start to feel more like a traditional drama and less like a rough-cut slice of Americana. Will it still punch viewers in the gut the way Sheridan's best writing does? Or are we headed into slightly safer, cleaner territory? Season 2 may end up being the biggest test yet for Landman, not just in plot, but in soul. What this means for Billy Bob Thornton's role. Billy Bob Thornton's presence in Landman is more than just a casting win, it's a cornerstone. His character, Tommy Norris, brought a dark wit and quiet menace to Season 1 that made him instantly unforgettable. But with Taylor Sheridan reportedly stepping back, fans are wondering, will Thornton's role expand, evolve, or get pushed to the sidelines? If the new creative leads decide to shift focus toward a broader ensemble or new thematic elements, we could see less of Tommy's gritty worldview and more screen time given to other rising characters like Larter's Angela or new additions to the cast. However, there's also a strong argument that this creative handoff could benefit Thornton. Without Sheridan tightly scripting every word, the door opens for Billy Bob's raw improvisational instincts to shine through. He's known for taking ownership of his roles, and with a little more freedom from the top, he could push Tommy into deeper, darker territory, or even elevate him into the show's dominant force. In fact, some speculate that the writers may double down on Thornton's charisma to help stabilize any tonal shifts caused by the behind-the-scenes changes. The real wild card here is how much influence Thornton will have off-camera. He's not just an actor, he's a seasoned storyteller. With Sheridan stepping back, don't be surprised if Billy Bob starts weighing in more on the direction of his character, maybe even the show as a whole. Whether his role expands into a leadership position within the storyline or becomes more introspective and volatile, one thing's certain, Landman can't afford to waste him. The more Thornton, the better, especially in a season that's facing this much upheaval. How will Larter's storyline be affected? Larter made waves in Season 1 of Landman as Angela, a character both intelligent and morally complicated, the perfect match for the show's high-stakes, oil-driven drama. But with Taylor Sheridan reportedly stepping back, her trajectory in the upcoming season could take some surprising turns. Under Sheridan's pen, characters like Angela are usually tough, unrelenting, and thrown into impossible choices. With a possible new creative direction behind the scenes, Larter's character might shift from being a calculated strategist into a more emotionally complex, vulnerable player in the Landman game. In fact, some fans believe this could be her breakout season. Without Sheridan micromanaging every beat, new writers may push Angela to the forefront, not just as a supporting force behind the men, but as a lead navigating her own arc of power, risk, and redemption. There's even speculation that the new direction may lean into a deeper emotional or romantic thread for her, possibly involving Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy or another key figure. If true, that would position her storyline to add a different kind of weight to Season 2, one that's personal, intimate, and charged with internal conflict. But with greater spotlight comes greater risk. A shift in writing can sometimes dilute a strong character, especially when handled by voices unfamiliar with her foundation. Will Angela become more nuanced and layered or fall into a more conventional female archetype? The answer depends entirely on how bold the new creative team is willing to be. What's certain is that Larter has the talent and screen presence to carry major storylines, and if the show is smart, it will use her as a central pillar in the storm that's brewing for Season 2. Could this lead to a major tone shift in Season 2? Fans are asking a serious question: will the show still feel like the one they fell in love with? Sheridan's style is unmistakable: gritty realism, sparse dialogue with weight, and a sense of looming danger, even in silence. But when a new creative team steps in, even if they're closely aligned with his vision, the tone can shift in subtle but powerful ways. Season 2 might still look like Landman on the surface, but will it feel the same? That's the real test ahead. One possible direction the new team could take? A faster, more action-heavy pace to appeal to a broader audience. Sheridan often plays the long game, letting tension build slowly across episodes, but with a new showrunner or writers, the studio might push for more traditional TV beats, bigger cliffhangers, heightened drama, and more visible conflict. That could mean less focus on the industry's gritty truth and more on interpersonal battles, alliances, or even romantic entanglements. It wouldn't necessarily be a bad show, just a different one. On the other hand, this shift could open creative doors that Sheridan wouldn't have walked through. New blood often brings new layers, deeper character studies, more diverse perspectives, or even unexpected humor. The tone may still be intense, but the flavor might evolve. Will die-hard fans embrace that change or push back hard against it? It's the question that could define whether Landman becomes a Sheridan-backed franchise or a one-season wonder that couldn't survive without its original architect in the driver's seat. So now that you've seen what's unfolding, from Sheridan's surprising step back to the possible rise of new creative voices, the only thing more dramatic than Landman Season 2 might be what's happening behind the camera. Will this shift launch the series into a bold new era, or will it slowly lose the raw intensity that made fans fall in love with it? And what does this mean for the rest of Sheridan's universe? Shows like 1944, 4 Sixes, and even the future of Yellowstone itself? If you want answers, updates, and exclusives you won't get anywhere else, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell because we're just getting started, and trust me, what's coming next might just be Sheridan's biggest gamble yet.